y'all, hope everybody's doing well. I am here to share in honor of World IBD Day on May 19th, and thought I would wrap up April heading into May talking about ways to support your loved one, whoever they may be, that may be living with IBD or any form of digestive disorder. For people who do not know, IBD stands for inflammatory bowel disease, and that usually encompasses Crohn's or colitis, and it impacts many people around the world. And World IBD Day is to share and raise awareness around the subject. So with that, I wanted to share 4 tips that I think are super helpful for people living with and supporting people with IBD. The first is to ask how you can be of support. This includes asking what helps them, how can you help them, and also what is needed, I think. Asking how can I help you today, or asking what can help you can be super beneficial. Just asking in general what somebody can do for supporting somebody, because you don't know what their day's like. Their day can be very unpredictable. Sometimes people wake up in pain, sometimes people are just really fatigued. It just depends on your situation, and I think asking how somebody can be supported can be really helpful and go a long way to helping your loved one. Number 2, expect that sometimes, more often than we would like, plans get canceled. I say this because I can't tell you how many instances for which I've had to cancel plans for all kinds of reasons. I was in pain, I had fatigue, just stuff comes up, and sometimes it's really scary in the sense that you never know when that's gonna happen, but also you feel bad. I feel horrible canceling on people last minute especially. So just be aware that sometimes there's going to be a period or many periods where they won't be able to really be there as much as they want to be there. Which leads me into tip number 3. Try not to assume that every diet fits every situation. I say this because I have had people tell me, people I've connected with and people just in general, when I tell them that I have Crohn's disease, for whatever reason I might be explaining it, they've just automatically start saying, so you can't eat gluten, you can't eat soy. And for me personally, I can eat gluten and I can eat soy. But for the people who can't, it doesn't help to make assumptions that every diet, not eating gluten, or even saying oh, you should try keto. Well, what if I can't try keto? What if somebody else really can't have spicy food and you're recommending, oh, just eat more chili? Or some people say eat more red meat, and for some people they can't tolerate red meat, or maybe they're have other reasons. So it's important to be mindful of other people's needs, and it's not a preference. That's going into my tip number 4. This disease is very real. We're not picky people. At least, most people aren't. Can't speak for everyone with the disease, but I can't tell you how many instances whereby somebody has assumed that I am not eating something because I just don't like it. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with my body can't tolerate certain things. A lot of people like to tell me, oh, just have more salads. Can't have salads, can't have raw lettuce. So be aware of these things as you go out to eat, as you order out, as you order in. It's okay to ask somebody, how are you feeling today? Do you feel like you can eat this today? It's really hard when you're going through this process of figuring out what works for you and what doesn't work for you, when you have to figure out what is and isn't working. And sometimes you're really scared to try new foods. So for people to say that things are just preferences is really not helpful to anyone. So thought I would share some of these tips with you all. Hope everybody is doing well, and if you have any tips, feel free to share them in the comments. I'd love to hear some of the tips you would share that I did not cover on this list. Hope all are well.